So that was it, the actually the property in C#. So now we can see that instead of using setter methods or getter methods, I just used this property and I actually encapsulated this getter and this setter into this computer name property. So we can actually also create some more properties, some more instance variables, and we can create properties for those instance variables. So here, let's actually say private. So I'm going to create an instance variable here, private. And the data type of my instance variable this time is going to be integer. And now the name of my instance variable is going to be computer, for example, computer power. Or I can say power, semicolon, right? So now let's create a property for this instance variable. So again, I am going to say that the access modifier of this method is going to, of this property is going to be public. And the data type of this property is going to be integer, because the data type of this instance variable is integer. And the name of this property could be computer power. As you can see, I actually started my property name with capital letter, computer power, right? And then I just need to open and close this property by using these curly braces. First, we need to actually specify the getter. And finally, we need to specify the setter. So for the getter block, I just need to return the value of the power instance variable, semicolon. And for the setter method here, I just need to refer to the name of this instance variable, power, assignment operator, and I just need to assign the value parameter that we get implicitly from this set method, from this set block. So I can say value. I can assign value to this power, semicolon. So now let's go back to main class, and here let's actually scroll down here, and I am still inside this main method. So now we have this computer instance, right? We have this computer instance and its name is my computer. So I can say my computer dot. So now I am going to assign a value to our property, right? So I'm going to use the set block. So my computer dot computer power property, assignment operator, and here I can assign the value 100, semicolon, and then I can say console dot write line, and inside the parentheses I can just refer to the name of this my computer instance dot computer power, semicolon. So now let's actually delete this breakpoint here, and let's actually create a breakpoint here in line number 23. So let's click on this start here. And now it's gonna actually go into the debugging mode. Let's wait a little bit here. So now, as you can see, the program is stopped in this line of code here in line number 23 that we actually set the breakpoint. So now we can control the flow of the program, right? So as you can see in the console, you can see that the value of the computer name here is iPhone 5s because it already executed these codes here, okay? And we just want to stop the execution of the program from the line 23, okay? So we don't want to actually stop the execution of the program, for example, in line number 15. We just want these codes to be executed here, and we just want to stop the program here in line number 23. And now we can control the flow of the program, the execution of the program actually. So now let's execute this line of code here in line number 23. So at the top, just click on step over in order to execute this line of code in its entirety. Or you can actually just click on this computer power property in order to just step into the specific setter block of this property. So let's actually right click on it, computer power. And here I can just click on this step into specific. And here you can see that it's gonna actually only give us this option, the setter, right? Because we are setting a value to the computer power. So let's click on it, and it says that this block of code here, this set block is going to be executed now. So let's click on this step over in order to execute this set block. So now it's gonna read the value which we get from this set method as the parameter. So it is now 100, and it's about to actually assign that value to this power instance variable. So let's click on this step over in order to execute this code. So now that 100 is assigned to this power instance variable. So now in the autos area, you can see that the power value is now 100. And if you open this here, this refers to an instance of type computer. So if you open it now, you can see that the computer power property is 100 and the power instance variable is 100 because this line of code here is now executed. Let's click on this step over here again. Now we are guided to this class here again. Let's click on it again in order to actually go to the next line of code. Step over, and now it's about to execute this line of code here. It's going to actually access the getter block of the computer power property. So if I right click on it and then hover over this step into specific, and it's going to actually only allow us to access the getter block of this property. You can see this get here. So just click on it here again, and now here you can see that now this getter is actually highlighted. So let's click on this step over again, and now it actually is going to execute this line of code. It's going to return this power from this getter. So let's click on it again, step over, and click on it again. Finally, you can see that this method here is actually executed, the getter is executed, and in the console, you can see that it's not yet actually outputted to the console because we need to execute this number 25 in order to actually write the line to the console. So let's click on this step over again, and now this line of code is executed, and in the console, you can see this number here, 100. And here, let's click on this step over again in order to finish executing the main method. So our program is going to be actually closed. And now, as you can see, we are back to editing mode. So that was it. That was the properties that I wanted to actually show you. And you learned a lot in this lesson. So make sure to practice on these skills and create applications, create console-based applications in order to actually sharpen your skills in C#. Thank you very much for watching, and if you have any questions about the concepts that I taught you in this tutorial, please post a discussion in the course, and then I'll do my best to answer all of your questions, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.